no. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Hi, and welcome back to Running Rants with Helen. As always, I'm Helen, and this is where I rant and talk about whatever I want. Today, we are on the bike path from Pali Valley down to 89. As you can see, it has snowed. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, because if I'm really honest here, I don't think it snows a foot, and anyone is like, yeah, let's go run. So quite honestly, I have not felt that stoked on running. I felt a lot more stoked about skiing. And so I kind of wanted to talk about that and just how I've incorporated skiing into my training, and then kind of how sometimes it takes the place of running, and yeah, I guess just like motivation generally. And I think the first thing is like, I think the weather honestly plays like a really, really big role in whether or not I feel motivated about running. Because like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes after a race, maybe I don't feel that stoked on it, but like that's just because I'm tired. But I feel like I was stoked about running again after Tarawera. But I think that's also because it was pretty nice out and the skiing sucked and there was dirt. And then we went to the Bay Area, and so it was like absolutely perfect dreamy running weather. And then I came home, and I think it snowed like 2 feet last week, and then it's supposed to snow another like foot to foot and a half tonight. But yeah, we're here on this bike path because we're going to go skiing at the resort, and it's Sunday, which means that you have to have parking reservations, and quite honestly, I don't really fuck with that. So if you get here at 1, you don't have to do the parking reservation thing. I guess the other thing too is like, normally I feel like I get more psyched on Nordic skiing, but Nordic skiing also isn't really that good when it snows a bunch. And so I've been like backcountry skiing, just like out of the neighborhood. And then this season was the first time that like I bought a lightweight setup, so I've been a little bit more into like doing Skimo stuff, just because one of the other resorts in town has like the best uphill policy ever. It's like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And at first I was like, no, I don't want a lightweight setup, it doesn't really matter, I would rather downhill be fun. Yeah, Jacob and I were kind of talking about at one point, I was saying like, I don't really care to have lightweight stuff, I would rather just like the downhill be super fun. And then I borrowed some lightweight stuff, and yeah, I completely changed my mind about that in like the span of 12 hours. And then when we got back from New Zealand, I bought like a whole Skimo setup, which I am very excited about. It turns out it does make a huge difference. I never thought I would be the person who is weighing their ski boots on their coffee scale, but you know, life is full of surprises. And yeah, it's also kind of funny because I've always said like, oh, I don't want to race during winter, like I just want to do running stuff during summer, and I kind of need an off season. But I signed up for 2 Skimo races. Luckily, like they're both very local. One of them is at the resort where I do most of my uphilling, except people keep saying that one's not a race, and that there's like 3 of us that see it as a race, and that it's kind of just like an event. It's whoever can do the most laps in 6 hours, and then you don't actually even win, you just get more raffle tickets. And that was actually supposed to be today. Because of the weather, they postponed it, which honestly, other than it was like, it's pretty windy up high, I think today would have been a great day for it. But I also understand like postponing for whatever reasons. And then the other one is next Saturday, and it's a little bit more of like a, I don't know, like more typical Skimo race. And so it's like 2 laps up and down at one of the other resorts. And so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm still really, really slow at transitioning. I feel like I'm learning. And I don't know, I feel like there's a few things where I said, if I do X, that means I've just taken it way too far. Yeah, and the 2 things where I've determined it means I've taken it too far is practicing ripping my skins off in my living room and sleeping in an altitude chamber. And so I will not be practicing other than when I am on snow, for better or for worse. But I don't know, I'm excited. It's been fun, like, to try to go uphill hard. It also feels very, very silly, but I don't know. I feel like a silly sport is kind of my vibe anyways. I haven't gotten to the point where I will wear spandex, but I'm sure that is also coming at some point. But yeah, I feel like it's been good, just because I feel like generally I felt a lot more motivated and excited to do that than to run on pavement. But I think that goes back to, like, you don't always have to be motivated, but I think sometimes, at least for me, like, if I push through these periods where I have a lack of motivation, like too hard, too often, then that just like kind of takes the joy and the fun out of it. And I'm planning on having like a decently long running schedule this summer, all the way until October. And so at least for me, it just doesn't really make sense, I think, in my mind, to like try to push through right now when it's March, even though there's like other things I'm excited about that are kind of fitting like conditions in the weather a lot better. And then I'll save those like push through, I don't feel stoked times, like, I don't know, maybe in like September. And at least there's dirt then. So an update about my toes from Tarawera. I'm currently missing 4 toenails, which, I don't know, I feel like if I lose one more, that's like when it really becomes a problem, because I feel like missing half of them just feels really wrong. But the issue is like 3 of them are on the same foot, so I'm missing more toenails than I have on that foot, and I don't love that. Oh, another update thing, I'm testing out these Terragnota socks that I bought from my friend Alex's brand, and I got a bunch of other socks, so sock review will be coming soon. And yeah, I guess in conclusion on that, I feel way more stoked about skiing than I do about running. So for now, I'm going to ski more and run less until maybe that changes or the weather gets nicer. And because also, one more thing, I like didn't downhill ski at all in January or February. February, it's because we were gone the whole month in New Zealand. But I didn't ski once in January. I think that's just because I was like more stoked on running and I had a race. And so I did that. And now I'm even more stoked on downhill skiing. I hadn't done it in like 2 months. We went the other day and I said, man, this is actually really fun. I don't know how I forgot. I think also conditions play a big part of that. And I think that downhill skiing probably counts as like some sort of like strength mobility balance, which winter is a good time to focus on that too.
Okay, so most of your audience, probably runner nerds who might not be familiar with all these ski terms. So can you just tell me like what is the difference between alpine skiing, backcountry skiing, and Skimo?
Yes, I think. If I'm wrong, please don't come after me. But like alpine skiing, so that's normally like, I I'm at the resort. I'm at Pali Valley. I have heavy skis. My boots are heavy. I have full downhill binding, so like my toe and my heel fully lock in when I step into the ski. And then I think from there, I have like my normal backcountry setup, which a little like lighter weight. I have skins, so these sticky things that I attach to the bottoms, and then they give you grip so you can walk uphill. And I do that outside of a resort, just in the mountains. My boots have a walk mode, and so do my ski bindings. So my heels are out so I can walk up the mountain. And then I rip my skins off, ski down. And then I have like my lighter weight, so like what I've been calling my Skimo stuff, where skis, so like my downhill skis I think are like 98 underfoot. My backcountry skis are like 90-ish, and then my Skimo skis are like 62 underfoot. And so those are like the same as my backcountry skis, they're just a lot less wide, and everything is lighter, and so I feel like it kind of focuses on weight saving and like uphill performance versus downhill performance, where I feel like my normal backcountry setup is like kind of geared a little bit more towards the downhill performance. And then also when I've been like skiing on my Skimo skis, I've just been on groomers like at the resort to practice. So I feel like it's been more about like the exercising going uphill than like the joy of downhill. It kind of feels like survival skiing on downhill, which is fine too.
Okay, tell me about the sock reviews. When can we expect that, and like how many socks are we talking here?
Dude, I don't know anymore how many socks. I have too many socks actually, so I kind of wanted to figure out a way. If you're a women's size 7 or a size small in socks, might be doing a giveaway because I don't like all of them. I don't know, I would probably guess like in the next week or two. Honestly, I have to run a little bit more so I can actually test out the socks. Yeah, obviously like I won't be running like 100Ks and all of these before I give you guys my reviews, but I do have a lot of opinions so far. So yeah, probably in the next few weeks, I'll do my sock review. Yeah, I definitely already have some favorites and not favorites. Thank you for coming to this short and condensed version of Running Rants, where it was really just a kind of an update on why I think that when it snows multiple feet, running isn't that great. I think I'll be stoked on it again. We're just not there yet. Okay. This has been another episode of Running Rants with Helen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Got him.
Got him.